Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Music and Film with Luana.
Hi, what's up, guys?
Alright, so last week we talked about taking your vision.
To the big screen.
Yes, and this week we're going to be discussing.
How to write a good music score.
Yes, and that's very important. Writing a music score for film. Alright, just give the people a bit of an overview of what that entails.
So, for example, last week I talked about Pirates of the Caribbean. So each character has a melody, an individual melody, and also an instrument. So the audience knows when the character appears. For example, in Pirates of the Caribbean 2, Deadman's Chest, Jack Sparrow, he has a waltz melody, which is played by a cello.
Okay.
And if you have seen the film Shine a Light, there is a part, like the violin part, it sounds like really nasty and it's like like this crazy sound.
Why do you think they did that for Shine a Light?
Because for horror film, string instruments are really popular, and you can make different sounds with the violin.
Yeah.
It depends on how you play it, and you can make like really nasty sounds like this scratching, and you can even play drums on a violin.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you want to continue on the Pirates of the Caribbean theme that you were on about, like, for example, Keith Richards.
Yes.
He's an actual musician.
He's actually Johnny Depp was inspired by Keith Richards for his role.
I did not know that.
Jack Sparrow. Keith Richards is always wearing some stuff in his head, and Johnny Depp he talked to the director about the look, and Gore Verbinski he liked this idea.
Yeah.
And Johnny Depp was the one who hired Keith Richards for the third part to play his dad.
Oh wow, that is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I did not know that.
Yeah, and he's playing guitar in the third part.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. A musician, an actor, being a musician, playing the guitar. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
So, what else can we give the audience in regards to what you started on?
Yeah, and the second part for special sound effects, they were using Salad to, Davy Jones and his crew members, they sound like, and when they walk, they were just using Salad and to support all the movements they're doing.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, it's like the things behind the scenes that you don't really know. It's just pretty impressive.
It is.
Anything else?
Anything else? So regarding writing a good score, it has to be easy to memorize, singable and repetitive with different variations.
I know this might sound obvious, but why easy to memorize?
Easy to memorize because you want the audience to be able to sing the melodies, and that's also to raise the sales for the music.
Oh, okay.
For example, like a pop song, like Last Christmas, everybody can sing it, or All I Want for Christmas. The melody is stuck in your head over years.
Well, not me, but I get it.
Yeah. Same with film music. Game of Thrones, dun 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 dun. Just name the film, and you know exactly. Okay, this is the song of the film and the theme song, or My Heart Will Go On from Titanic.
Oh, I actually love the Game of Thrones theme song.
Yeah.
It's so funny because in terms of like TV shows, I usually skip the opening credits. But for that, I actually watch it, and it now just hit me that I watch it to hear the music.
That's the power of music.
Yes, that's pretty impressive. Any other powerful theme music?
Powerful theme music?
Well, not powerful.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
Schindler's List.
Okay.
Very sad music, but beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. Well, not really. I mean, apart from Game of Thrones, that's really got to me. That's really, yeah. Trying to think. No. No, not really. I mean, a lot of Christopher Nolan stuff I really like in terms, well, it's not Christopher Nolan's Hans Zimmer for the most part, but yeah, outside of that, I don't really, there's none that not really memorable to me. What about you? I mean, this is your area, so.
Yeah, this is my area. I'm a trained musician, and I can easily memorize melodies, even like difficult melodies.
Yeah. What makes a melody difficult?
Difficult to sing.
Oh, okay.
And even, for example, classical music is tough to memorize.
Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine.
Yeah. But there's a trick. If you use classical music for film, and you have this image in your head, you can memorize the melody. Yeah.
Okay. So you said the film. So you're looking at the visual component to remember the audio. Okay.
Yes. Okay. This particular scene with this melody right there, then you can memorize it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty good trick.
Or if you play an instrument and you memorize the violin part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, say for example you're an aspiring music composer, and this is that episode, how to write a score for film, right?
Yes.
What would be the first step for that person to actually start writing or composing music?
You start with a theme, for example. In Pirates of the Caribbean, because I know the music really well. This is the theme, and then you just play around with this. You can make different variations with it, different instruments, and different paces as well. Yeah.
So the theme is the ba-da-da. What would you call that? Well, besides the theme, is it like? That would be the melody, right?
Yeah.
It would be?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the melody, so you just, but again, what if you're just starting and you're composing from scratch? You never heard that melody. What would you recommend that person to do?
Okay, you just make breakdowns, da-da-dum, then you can do da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum. You can break it down.
Okay.
So you have a foundation, and then you can play around with the notes. Then you can ba-da-dum bum ba-da-dum bum ba-da-dum bum ba-da-dum.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so say for example, you have this aspiring music composer, and someone says, "Here's my short film. It's a horror film." What's the first step that aspiring composer should take?
So you just choose the instruments.
Yeah.
Most likely string instruments.
Because of a horror film.
Because like this.
Oh, what if it's like comedy?
Comedy, you can use a trumpet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like something like this.
Yeah. Okay, why a trumpet for comedy?
Because you can make funny sounds with it as well.
Oh, okay.
If you know Gunhild Carling, she's amazing. She's a multi-instrumentalist, singer, tap dancer.
Yeah. What's her name?
Gunhild Carling. She's from Sweden, and if you watched the video clip Happy on YouTube, Gunhild Carling, she's playing 3 trumpets at the same time.
Happy, the Pharrell song? Or?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about drama? Say, for example, you're doing a drama piece. I'm guessing it has to be slightly sad or...
Yeah.
Yeah, so what instruments would you use? Or would you recommend this aspiring music composer to use?
I would use as well string instruments, and also you can use piano.
Okay.
Piano is beautiful. Okay. Piano, violin, this is a beautiful combination.
Would you ever recommend using like electronic keyboards or that kind of stuff?
Yeah, you can fake the sounds with.
Okay. But would you recommend it?
You can do it. I mean, you can use a traditional classic instrument, classic guitar with with an electronic piano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Say for example, is it easy for you to notice the difference between the actual instruments or the electronic version, or
Sometimes,
really.
sometimes with the music softwares, it's hard to
Oh, wow.
hear the difference.
Yeah.
Because they're getting better and better. For
Yeah.
example, I recently recorded a Broadway Disney song
Yeah.
with a whole orchestra,
Oh,
but
wow.
it was all a Logitech.
Oh,
So there
wow.
was no real instrument. The only real instrument was the piano
Okay.
and guitar.
Oh wow.
But all other instruments were fake. But the sound it sounds real because you can, you have different options to fake the sound, the violin sound.
Yeah. So it sounds very similar
It
to the real
sounds
thing.
yes,
Okay.
pretty close. Yeah.
Because I'm guessing there you have a lot of like music composers who are like, I will only use real instruments.
Mm.
But
Yeah, but it's how much money can
I was
you
just gonna
spend?
say, yeah.
Is that
Yeah. What's the breakdown on that? Like, what's the cost of going with real instruments over, not fake instruments, but
Yeah.
like electronic instruments?
I mean, it also depends on the producer.
Yeah.
Some producers they charge $2,000 per song, or even $5,000. It
Yeah.
also depends on how famous they are.
Okay.
If they're a Grammy Award winner,
Yeah.
like for example, if you hire Rihanna's music producer.
Oh.
But the average is about 1,000, 2,000 per song. And then you can hire your musicians. A whole orchestra can cost more than
Yeah, that seems
lots
pretty
of
pricey.
thousands of dollars.
But I
yeah.
mean, who?
Or what you can do, you can hire two violinists,
Yeah.
like a quartet, and then you can double the voices.
Explain to the audience what that is. The word
So,
you just
okay.
used. Quartet.
Yeah, so for musicians, like a bass player,
Uh-huh.
a violinist, cello player, and then you just double the voices. So they played the same part
Yeah.
5 times, 6 times,
Oh.
and then you can create an orchestra sound with it, with this music.
Oh, so
software.
it's basically like these individuals, they create samples. I
Yes.
guess that's, and then you just you put those samples together
Yes,
on the. Okay.
exactly.
Huh. It's interesting. So it's kind of like, I mean, so in some cases they're not even playing together.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes yes, sometimes not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's also, everybody's schedule is different. So
Yeah.
you just record the violin.
Yeah.
The other day you just record the cello player.
Oh wow. It's pretty impressive. Yeah.
And usually you create a bass track with a click, so they're playing on time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why when you also watch the behind the scenes, for example, Pirates of the Caribbean, there's a lot of bonus when you buy the DVD.
Yeah.
You can see everybody's wearing headphones,
Yeah.
and they also have a click. And while they're playing, the music director is watching the film as well, so they're on time with the film.
The music director.
Yes.
Okay.
So the big screen is behind
Yeah.
the orchestra, and they're playing at the same time while
So,
the film is playing.
In those sessions, would you have what is considered to be a maestro, or no, or who would be the maestro in that case? Even if you have one, would you have a maestro in those sessions, like a conductor?
Yeah, yeah.
Would you?
It's so you have the music producer,
Mhm.
the conductor, the composer. They're usually sitting together in the studio.
The director, music,
Yes.
film director.
Film director as well. Yeah.
Hmm.
Producer.
Yeah. So the music producer works close with the conductor or maestro
Yes.
and the director.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So who takes the lead in those sessions? Like who's in charge?
I would say regarding time and finances to the producer.
Oh, which one of the producers?
The film producer. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Because the film, he has to be in charge of the budget for each department.
Yeah.
And sometimes what happens in Pirates of the Caribbean 3, they were running out of budget a little bit for music, and
Jerry
so
Bruckheimer
Joe Fabinski, he was playing the bass guitar for. If you see the scene when Jack Sparrow and Davy Jones have a commitment, and the scene is on this desert island, and you can listen to. They use the sample of what's the name of it? I forgot.
Something like.
Yeah, it was. This melody was used for another film, but they made their own version of it.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you can actually take a sample from another film and just add to it, or manipulate it?
Yes, you can manipulate it. You can use other instruments. That's what they did.
What genre was that film from?
Oh, it's from the 70s.
Oh, well, what genre?
Wild Western film.
Oh, I mean, it's pretty similar.
Yeah.
Pretty similar.
Yeah.
I mean, Pirates of the Caribbean is like a not a western, but like a cowboy-esque film.
Right.
Okay. So that's pretty cool. Any other films you know like that, where they took a melody or took a sample from one film and used it in another film? I mean, I'm pretty sure they've done it a lot.
Yes, a lot.
But
yes.
I just wanted to know if you like have one that really stuck out to you. Like, wow. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Let's see.
No? I mean, it's okay if none is coming to you right now.
Oh, I mean, for example, The Devil Wears Prada with Meryl Streep.
And
they used the Madonna song, Vogue, the famous one.
Oh, okay.
It makes sense because it's a fashion song.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. All right, so say for example, someone just gave you a script, and the film is not even nowhere near production. Gave you a script and says, "Hey, can you start composing music for this?" What would be the first thing you do?
Okay. Well, I read the script different times. I make breakdowns,
notes and such.
Notes, and so usually the director, he knows where this scene will be shot. So I would go to the location and just take pictures, and this scene will be shot in the forest. So I know which instruments I can use to make this also sound. As a music composer, you have to be also a sound kind of person.
Exactly.
And create this environment.
An ambiance.
So yes, and then I would for example, character A.
Okay.
I would write a melody for character A, character B, and where do they have a conversation? How can the melodies come together?
Yeah,
like
I was just gonna ask.
B.
How do you do that? So I'm character A, you're character B, and we enter a scene together. How do you blend both of our melodies?
So I would. That's a good question. It's like if you listen to Bach, all his crazy playing on the cembalo.
Who?
Bach.
Okay.
Bach. So there's theme 1, theme 2, and then they come across, and it's like an introduction, theme 1 and theme 2, and also the instruments come together. For example, you use for character A a violin, for character B you use a cello, and then you put it together and you use a bass.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
you use the bass, which is playing character A's melody and character B's melody, but with another instrument.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it has another meaning.
Yeah.
So another sound, deeper sound.
I'm guessing that must be pretty hard because you're pretty much using two different melodies and you're trying to blend them seamlessly.
Yeah.
But there can also be a case to be made that you want them not to blend if it's a conflict. Like, all right, for example, one of my favorite films is Heat with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, when they had that diner scene. I'm thinking now about, like, if you're the composer, you know one is a robber and one is, you know, like a cop and whatever.
Yeah.
How do you make the melodies clash to evoke a certain level of emotion that the audience is seeing? It's like, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Like, if you actually pull it off.
It's like a magnet, so you like
exactly.
it crashes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you want it to be done in a way that is not disruptive. Unless you want it to be disruptive. You know what I'm saying? So you want it to either complement each other or disrupt each other, but not like, oh wow, this music is too much. Yeah, so I guess finding the perfect balance or the not balance.
The dynamics.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
So I think that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what about, say for example, how do you make the music a character in a film?
Okay. Yeah, it has. I mean, it's like you're portraying this character in the melody.
Yeah.
And so therefore the melody has to be as strong as the character. For example, if you're writing music for Wonder Woman, so what is this character about? So she's standing for equal rights and for women rights, and she's a go-getter.
Yes.
So you would use like
upbeat, up-tempo,
yes,
like strong.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, that's how you choose the instruments as well, based on your character. If you're portraying very introvert, shy character, you can use like a triangle, for example, like small instruments.
Oh wow!
Like
why a triangle? That's
percussion instruments, kind of. Yeah. Like
because it's more
like,
what?
Like the character is shy to start a conversation, and it's like sneaking around a little bit.
And percussion gives you what?
Gives you like intimacy and like like magic.
Because it's softer?
It's soft, yeah.
Okay. That's pretty impressive. What if the guy's a bully? Like a bully who picks on kids in high school or whatever.
You can use a drum, for example.
What if you want to trick the audience? So you have those scenes where you see this guy walking into the hallway, then he turns out to have like a very soft voice. So you have like ba-dum, 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 and he arrives like, hey, what's up? How's it going? Exactly.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. Yeah, it happens in life. So your persona doesn't match your voice.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, as a composer, would you ever like write a melody or write the person's, I guess, soundtrack to not reflect their character, but to reflect the opposite of their character?
Yeah, you can do that too.
Okay.
It really depends on the director, how he wants his vision. And yeah, you can totally, for horror music, you can write funny music. They make funny sounds, like if it's a horror comedy. Yeah, why not? Yeah. It doesn't have to be like, if it makes sense, it's art, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's about like just being creative.
Yeah, be creative.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice. Anything else any final thoughts on?
Final thoughts
on this topic.
On this topic. Yeah, if you want to write music for film, you just have to pay attention to film music. And also what I recommend is Philip Glass. He's awesome. He is one of the founders for Minimal Music.
Okay.
So Minimal Music is basically, it never stops. It's like it starts and you can make different variations of it. That's why film music it's in your head. And it's very repetitive.
Yeah.
yeah, if you listen to Philip Glass or Abel Korzeniowski, he inspired me to start writing music for piano and violin. In 2013, I was just improvising for 10 minutes on my piano.
Yeah.
I recorded it, and then the parts I liked the most, I wrote it together, wrote the music score.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be creative, improvise, and make something crazy.
So is Philip Glass, he's a composer?
Yes.
What films?
Film and orchestra, and also he wrote an opera for Angelique Kidjo.
Okay.
And I was honored to see her perform at Carnegie Hall.
Oh wow.
In 2017 in January. It was his 80th birthday, and he was there as well.
So, give me an example of a film he has composed music for.
He composed a lot of films. I forgot the names.
Are
to look it up.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Phil Glass.
Truman. I think Truman. Yeah.
With Jim Carrey.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And another film. It's about a cook. And.
Is it a recent film? That one? The one about the cook?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. But you can also, each composer has his style.
His or her style. Because you have a lot of
you can, if you listen
composers.
to Philip Glass and also his operas, The Voyage.
Yeah.
And you can easily recognize his music.
Oh, okay.
Same with Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you understand, okay, why are they composing it this way? Yeah.
Maybe I could be wrong, but with Hans Zimmer, his stuff seems to be very big and bold, out there, and I really like it.
Yeah.
I think he's phenomenal.
He used a lot of orchestration.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Philip Glass is a little bit different. He uses more the piano.
Oh, so it's more intimate.
More intimate.
Much smaller.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And Hans Zimmer's very. You can actually tell that it's a much bigger team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is Hans Zimmer. If you read his biography, he actually never studied music.
Oh, okay.
His parents forced him to study math.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but then he wanted to do music, and he does everything by ear.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, but he knows how to write music, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, he learned it later.
Whoa.
Yeah, but he does everything by ear.
Wow.
So he hears a melody, and then he just, I don't know how exactly, he just uses his music software, and then he hires his musicians and they play it.
That's mind blowing.
Yeah.
So it's just you hear something and it's all right, let's do it.
Same with Cyndi Lauper. Her type of composing, how she composes is she just sings into her phone, and she can't write music.
She can't?
No.
Wow.
And she wrote Kinky Boots, the musical.
Wow.
Yeah. It's interesting. Everybody has his own
that's the thing about
journey
the
of
arts.
writing music.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
I can write music,
Yeah.
and I can write and read music.
And you can
because
record music too.
Yes, but I'm more like, I would say, Cyndi Lauper as well.
Okay.
So if I hear a melody, I just sing it in my phone, and I usually have the lyrics as well together with the melody, and then because it's hard to write it down the way you hear it.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like a system. You have to decide, okay, how do I write it down? The notes, the length of the notes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, how do you do it? Because you hear a melody.
How many bars for this melody?
Yeah, how would you write it down?
It's like doing math. The same.
Oh. Good thing he studied math at Zimmer.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about
the rhythm. Yeah.
So how would you record it? You just record what you hear.
Yes.
Like the hum.
Yes.
Like humming. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that actually makes a lot more sense. Because I was thinking, like, how would you actually record the music? It's pretty impressive. So yeah, any final thoughts?
That's it, yeah.
All right. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Music and Film with
Luana.
All right, you want to plug your Instagram?
Yeah, it's luanasandova.official.
All right, see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Now it's a vibe, yeah. Back to the vision, stone cold. I'm tripping through your soul. I'm falling through the holes in your heart. Now we all living in the base, keep bumping, but I just can't seem to shake it off. Oh no, can't stop thinking about you. Pretty face and the body with them tattoos. When I'm chilling with you, you make me feel brand new. Am I tripping or am I in